Welcome to The Good Work, a podcast and video series that follows The Event Company, an event design company that specializes in corporate, nonprofit, and social events. Our passion lies in creating one-of-a-kind events that share the good work of organizations we are fortunate to collaborate with. Tune in for conversations with leaders of these great groups, our best advice for your next event, and some behind-the-scenes moments. Now, let us show you the good work.
In this episode of The Good Work, Addie and Kali discuss how to make the most of your social event, whether it's a birthday party, graduations, or even family reunions. We'll share our best hacks for decor, personal touches, and even how to alleviate that party planning stress. Now, let's get this party started.
Welcome back, everybody, to today's vodcast. I'm Addie with The Event Company. This is Kali here joining us as well.
Good morning.
Good morning. We are back at it.
Yay, I'm excited.
Yeah, so let's get this party started.
Yeah.
Speaking of parties, we are going to talk about private parties, things that you do at your home, whether it's retirement parties, graduations, gosh, lots of celebrations.
Yeah.
We've done a lot over the years.
A lot of them.
Some that will make today's vodcast and some may not, but they're all kind of fun. So yeah, let's get this party started.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about it. So tell me, I think, what we've done together in the time that you've been with us, just some of the events that we've done together over this last year in terms of private parties, because private parties are so different than public parties. They're not at a venue. Well, not always. I shouldn't say that. Most of the time they're at their home.
Yeah.
And
usually.
We've had some pretty elaborate parties over the years.
We have.
Some for 18-year-olds, some graduation celebrations. And honestly, some of these parties will look like their own wedding. We had that comment actually in May this year.
Yep.
You know, people thought it looked like a wedding out there. So just share maybe a little bit more about some of the parties that we've done over this last year, because it's so different.
So I think this December, we threw a little retirement party for one of our clients. She's an executive director and was retiring after her time. So that was a special night just to gather everybody together and celebrate her life, really. Yeah,
you should share, not to interrupt you, I'm sorry, but share a little bit about what happened at that one. These are always the fun pieces. So we have so many fun behind the scenes. Yep. I know we keep talking, we're going to dedicate one whole podcast to this, but what happened to some of those candles, Kali, that day?
First, we had some floating candles, and somehow, I don't know if one of the tables was not sturdy, but some of the guests kept like tipping that side, and the candles were like flipping over into the water and causing a few issues. Yeah, and we also had a few mercury votive holders for candles. And in those, if you put a little tea light in them and they maybe flip, or there's some old wax on the bottom, and the flame directly makes contact with that mercury, they will actually explode. And so we were in the room and they're giving speeches, and all of a sudden I'm watching two of them explode just back and forth. And I just run and go grab them quick and kind of try to hide the fact that just happened. But I don't think that many people knew.
No, and there was that. I mean, obviously
there was the
one table that
knew.
But I don't know if I ever told you, I had a party once at my house. It was New Year's Eve party. We usually host these pretty elaborate, fun New Year's Eve parties. Chef Jenny's catered it for us before, and it's just so fun. But 2 years ago for New Year's Eve, I had these gold votives also at the table. And I remember Courtney Collin and I were sitting there at that table. I got up, went to go grab some food, and then all of a sudden I hear pew, and I'm like, what just happened? It's almost like a little, I'm not saying it sounds like a gunshot, but all of a sudden this thing just pops. And you're like, what just happened? And then all of a sudden it all comes out. Yeah, it's the heat that happens.
So that was kind of that.
Some fun little thing. But yeah, that's not normal.
No.
So.
And then this spring, we did a graduation for a high school senior. And then we also did her extended family reunion a few weeks after that. So
it's so fun to be a part of these. And I know we talked a few weeks back about how we have this incredible opportunity to be a part of these events that are very family focused, and we truly get to be a part of their family. I don't know if we mentioned it before, but I remember Maddie on the team, even you actually, Kali,
I got it once
where
too.
The family members thought that you were part of the family, and they had asked Maddie, they're like, gosh, we haven't seen you for a long time. And she just rolled with it. Same with you. Like he didn't realize that you weren't.
No, he asked who I belonged to.
That's so funny. Well, we've had some awesome parties on our team too. One of the big things that we talk about and we do on our team is we try to focus on ourselves.
Yes.
I mean, we work hard, but we play hard really well together too. I know this Christmas we had a fun little get together at the Hilton Garden in downtown. We rented out the presidential suite. We had Pinnacle Productions come and uplight the whole room, which that's not a normal party for us. But we had our own Snapchat filter. Do you remember that? Which was a lot of fun.
Yep.
We had hors d'oeuvres and we had sushi actually downstairs beforehand, and then we had all these different desserts. And that day was so kind of crazy. And you don't know this because Abby and I kind of designed the whole space.
It was a complete surprise.
Total surprise for you guys. But it was blizzarding out. So I remember hauling all of these totes in, for this little celebration for our team. But it was so fun. We had someone that came and did henna with us. We started the night out with meditation. Yeah, it was just a fun night. A couple cocktails, and we played some games. And a lot of fun.
We love Heads Up.
Heads Up is a fun,
on our team. So that was fun
game. But the henna was also a lot of fun because none of us had really done henna before, and it was just a fun bonding time. You want to talk a little bit about the fiesta? Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, so it was the first week. We had 2 new interns on our team, so we kind of do a little welcoming party for them, and we all talked about that week how we'd wanted to do a little fiesta. We kind of thought that was a good theme. So
tequila and tacos is what we called it. Do you remember? We called it tequila and tacos.
So we catered in a little
Qdoba, which was fun.
Just did our own drinks.
Yeah, the nice part about these parties is that they don't have to be elaborate, especially when they're for yourself or even when you are hosting parties at your own home. People think that there has to be so many different steps and all these different processes, but sometimes these parties that come together last minute or even within the last 30 days at your home can always be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What other parties on our team?
Well, I'll give you killed your kids' birthday parties. Those boys' birthday parties. They are amazing. My mom even made a comment the other day. She saw your picture on Facebook. She's like, William's birthday party was so good.
Wouldn't it be bad though, like thinking out like publicly, wouldn't it be bad if the own event designer and the president of the company had like the worst birthday party ever? I mean, I don't go completely outside of the box with their parties at all. But I remember one party that I helped to plan years ago was an 18-year-old's birthday party. They had called me on a Tuesday. I was headed to a chamber event, and the guy was super panicked on the phone saying that his boss's assistant dropped the ball and didn't have a chance to plan this party for his boss's 18-year-old that was turning 18. And it was in Brookings, like, how can you help? And we're like, okay, yep, no problem. We can figure it out. And I said, well, when's the party? He's like, it's in 2 days. Or 3 days, really. And I'm like, okay, well, let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
Honestly, Kali, we spent over $25,000 in those 3 days on this birthday party. Wow. It was incredible. We had so much entertainment. We had DJ. We had lighting, everything you could possibly think of was done. We had a chocolate fountain. I mean, we had everything that was there. Guests all got some of the most incredible party favors. There were gifts for people, so people got like little raffle tickets to win prizes, and it was pretty incredible.
That's awesome. 2 days?
That does not happen usually.
No.
I mean, we had to really delegate on the team and drop things to kind of help plan this party, but that's not real normal anyway. But
but they're still so fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think of like the family reunion too, just to be a part of their family. And for that family, like they had not been together all together in years. And they were celebrating, like they went back to where their initial like family farm was, and like to be a part of that and help facilitate that that event for them. So fun.
So since you talk about that, kind of those personal touches, like what are some of your favorite personal touches that you've kind of seen, or maybe we can talk about how we incorporate those personal touches into parties, because I think that's what sets these parties apart.
Definitely.
I know you talked a little bit before about experience, a couple of podcasts ago, but talk about maybe those personal touches and how that impacts events.
I think I'll use that graduation party as an example. And so I think of that initial meeting when we met at their house and we just asked the graduate a few questions about her, of what are her favorite things? What are her favorite foods? Does she have certain colors she likes? But more so like even activities. So we found out she loved the color purple and she loved to read. And so I heard those 2 things and initially just kind of clicked for me. It's like, that's what we're going to do. I mean, of course, like for menu purposes, we did some of her favorite foods. Right. And that's always so special. But we actually found a website that you could buy books in color. Like all colors. So we bought like 60 feet worth of purple books, I think. Is
yeah,
what we ended
it
up
was
using.
a lot.
But you could do it by whatever color you wanted, but we found purple. And so we used that as the centerpieces with floral. And it was just such a good touch. And it was just her.
It was a huge conversation piece, so people loved them. And she has all these books now to be able to do with whatever.
Yeah, she was so excited to be able to read them when she was done. So
what a cool website too.
Yeah, booksbythefoot.com, everybody.
Gosh, we are now sponsored by booksbythefoot.com. But they literally have every color that you possibly could ever find or want out there.
Like there was like earth tones and like all these different things that you could.
I did that this last, just recently with my little guy's birthday party. So he's a huge popcorn fan. So we had a big football theme party, and he's going into football. His first flag football practice is coming up here soon, which is so fun. But he loves popcorn, so we did a popcorn bar. Yeah. So we had 3 different kinds of popcorn and all these different toppings. I bought these little cups so people could shake up their own cups or their popcorn with their toppings, and people loved it. Actually, I think the adults might have loved it even more than the kiddos. Yeah, they were loading up on Mike and Ike's and chocolates and all these different things in there. But
so fun.
Those personal touches really go a long way because you're incorporating that person's favorites into it. I remember we did a gender reveal party once, and that mom truly loved Rice Krispie treats. So instead of a traditional cake, we did a Rice Krispie treat cake.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so it was thick. So you had one layer of Rice Krispie treats. The whole middle was this marshmallow frosting, and then the whole bottom layer was obviously Rice Krispie treats. So loved it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you can continue on with whether it's pictures. We did a pretty big table at the family reunion of where they brought in all of their pictures and memorabilia and stuff that they had so I think that goes a long way too, whether you can do.
So my big question though is, we talked a little bit about this, that they don't need to be elaborate. How do you think we save money? Like how can you save money on doing these personal events? We talk about this a lot because I have a couple staple pieces in my house that we use like party after party after party. But what are some of your best tips or advice for how to save money on those
things
personal
you can
parties?
reuse? So think of it as I think on our team we use cake stands at probably every event.
A lot.
Or easels at every event. Yeah. Whether it is a certain decor piece that maybe you can use, if it's a little gold piece that you can use in your house and also at your party, or candles, votive holders. Those are little things you can save some money on. Yeah,
the cake stands, I don't know how many times that we use those.
Every event.
We have staple white cake stands, and we've got 3 of them. They're in these cute little hat boxes. Yeah. We've had them for 5 years now. We literally use them at a lot of events. And we use them at public events too, whether it's helping to stage silent auction items or whatever it looks like. But those cake stands have been used so many times.
Then you could use them in your house to display pictures to decorate or whatever. Yeah. So those are just little tips that we've thought about on our team of how to save money, and I think it would save other people a lot of money.
I think my biggest thing would be invest in a couple core pieces that you use. We use picture frames a lot, those 8x10 black ones that we have, and we display signage in them like welcome signs or popcorn bar signs or different things like that. So we utilize those quite a bit as well. So I think investing in those core pieces, and it may be daunting at first, especially if you're doing these birthday parties year after year after year for your family, or you've got one graduation and another one coming up in 4 years. Invest in those pieces that are core staples that you can utilize over and over again.
I know my family's done that. Like my brother and I are only a few years apart, so some things that used at Drew's graduation were used at mine. Yeah. So.
What do you think is the biggest stressor when we talk to people planning their own personal parties? What do you see as the most common thread that kind of goes through people for stress-wise?
I think people worry just about time, to be honest.
I agree.
Or they worry, I don't know if I have the time to do this or be a part of this or to take care of this. And so how we can do that, we honestly always suggest use vendors when possible. Yeah. Catering,
hire Kali to plan your birthday
Yes, that
party.
too. That too.
No, I agree. I think hiring, rentals.
Catering, I know it might seem like a little bit of money, but sometimes convenience is worth that extra dollar.
When we did this graduation party this summer, we were kind of toying with the fact of, do we just have the rentals delivered? Do we not? We were already getting a tent. We already knew that. But could we just pick up the tables ourselves and things like that just to save dollars? I will tell you that investment in the delivery fee for anybody is truly worth it, especially the day of. Whether it's floral coming or cakes or desserts or rentals, it's always, I think, pretty important to be able to save those dollars. Yeah. But it's also your time. Like, how much is your time worth? I think is a big thing.
And some of that too is have people there, you want to enjoy your own party.
Yeah, exactly.
So whether it is hiring us or hiring additional staff or asking a family member to take care of something. Delegate and enjoy your own party.
Yeah, I always talk about that. And whether it is your aunt or your sister or a family member, just even the simple greeting so you can be with your guest of honor, or even if you are the guest of honor, enjoy your party. I think those are some of the key things to be able to do. But what do you think has been maybe one of your most favorite, this is putting you on the spot, favorite parties?
Favorite parties?
Like celebrations, like these in-home celebrations these past few months,
That graduation was it was fun. Yeah. That flower wall we did was
Talk about the flower wall because it is beautiful. Maybe we'll show a picture of it, but that flower wall is beautiful.
So we wanted a dessert station at this party, and it was going to be outside, whereas the rest of the food was inside. And so we wanted to just really make that station pop. That was kind of her favorite part of the food that night. And so we decided we wanted to play off. We'd use some floral in the invitations, and we wanted to play off that. So obviously our team goes on Pinterest, looks at some ideas, and we see this flower, like paper flower wall. And
found an awesome vendor to do it for us.
How can we incorporate that? And so we went off of it. So we actually just put a few ideas together, and we really didn't know how it was going to work. We had never done it before.
Do you remember, like, we were measuring coroplast and talking to one of our vendors in Sioux Falls about, can you cut the coroplast to this length? And we need it grommeted, and we need all these things.
And we were trying to find siding hooks. And does that work? And then we were like, oh my gosh, how are we going to attach the paper flowers to the coroplast? So we used command strips. We used siding hooks to attach the coroplast sign to the siding.
Can I tell you, not to interrupt you, but I am. My husband, who's been in the construction business for years, had no idea about siding hooks. You know that? I felt pretty proud of myself because I said, I might need you to go grab us some more siding hooks because we might need them. Yeah. He's like, what are siding hooks? So I felt pretty proud of ourselves that we had figured out what siding hooks were.
And so we just laid them all out, measured them out first, and then put them on. And then we also had like a wooden sign of her name. Yeah. And we hung that from fishing line from the siding hook. So that was not on the coroplast being it was heavy. And we just measured that out so we knew exactly where that was going to go. And we hung it, and it turned out amazing. Killer.
It was so beautiful.
And that's one other thing too of like a reuse thing. Yeah. When we were purchasing those paper flowers, we knew command strips, they would be able to come off and she could reuse those paper flowers and the wooden sign. And she's going to college. So we said this is a great decor piece that she can use in college and make her room fun.
She loved it. You guys killed it that day. I didn't doubt you at all. I did doubt if that coroplast was going to withstand the siding hooks, believe it or not. But you guys did a great job. But I would say it's probably one of the most elaborate graduations that we've done in that respect, but so very beautiful. But
it was such a special day too.
Can I ask you what are your thoughts about surprise parties? Now, I'm not planning one right now for you, but I want to hear what are your thoughts about surprise parties?
I like them.
Yeah. We've done a couple here in the office for our own team. Yes. We've done a couple surprise parties where we've quick decorated. We just did one just recently for Maddie. And she cried. Do you remember that?
So we first had to ask her to come in late and had to tell her a little bit of a fib.
And Maddie is always here on time, super early, always prompt, ready to work right before anybody gets here. We come in the office at 9. She's in here at 8:55. Yep. Always on time. So we're like, can you come in a little bit earlier? It's your birthday. Enjoy pancakes with Carter. And she's like, no, I think I'll be here.
And I'll be here. No, really, you should really not come in until 9:30. And so we picked up donuts because we knew she liked those. And we had set out a kind of fun tablescape in our office.
Gold decor. Everything was all so beautiful.
So I actually hid in the office and we closed the door when I saw her coming. And we played her favorite, one of her favorite songs. Yeah.
We did the 50 Cent in the club,
where it says it's your birthday.
It was so funny.
We tried to she walked in. We said she had to get something from the printer, and she walked in, and we surprised her, and she instantly just started crying.
So awesome. Yeah,
we've got a fun day.
I love surprise parties. I think it's that element where you get everybody together and they have no idea what's happening. We did a surprise wedding. Remember? Yeah. I mean, we did a surprise wedding for Chris Hintz and Holly Anderson in February.
Was so fun.
March actually. But nobody had any idea. So these surprise celebrations are always so much fun. But well, I love talking about parties.
Me too.
This is what we do day in and day out. And I think these fun celebrations where they're so unexpected, but they're also very personal because they're in their homes are so different, and I love them. But I want to turn the tables really quick here. I know we talked about turning the tables, but we're going to start something new on the team.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited.
Not just on the team, actually, with the entire vodcast. So everybody that comes in now over these next, who knows how many weeks, years, whatever, we are going to do a top 10 question. I wish we would have done this with the other people. We just
too.
talked about this the other day, but I'm going to ask you questions, and this is like rapid fire.
Okay.
No cheating.
Okay.
No cheating at all, but I am going to ask you these questions. Let me flip to my little piece here. And I want you to say like the quickest thing that comes to your head. Most of these are just quick one answers.
Okay.
But I think this kind of gets our viewers and listeners, a chance to get to know us a little bit better.
All right.
Plus, it's kind of fun. So, ready?
I'm ready.
What's your favorite color?
Blue.
What's your all-time favorite movie?
Remember the Titans.
Oh, gosh, I love that movie. What would be one song on the soundtrack of your life? I know.
You get what you give.
Oh, good one. What's your favorite time of the year?
Fall.
What's your favorite place that you've traveled?
Lithuania.
Whoa.
In Eastern Europe, yeah.
Wow. Gosh. What is your favorite aisle in the grocery store?
Gosh. If I'm being completely honest, probably the bread aisle. The smell, it's so good.
Kali, you're such a healthy eater. I would never expect you to say bread aisle.
Bread.
Okay. I will not do any more commentary. I'll just keep going here. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Time travel.
If you could share a meal with one person, who would it be?
Barack Obama.
Why? That's my answer. Okay. If you could eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Fruit.
And what's your one best piece of advice to give people?
Choose happiness every day.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Good job. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us for this week's vodcast. We are thrilled to have you, and we will be back next week, so tune in.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Thanks, Kali.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of The Good Work. We hope you can take our tips and make your next social event the best one yet. Tune in next week as we introduce you to John Meyer from Lemonly. John and Addie will not only discuss company culture, but also bring your attention to a new event that celebrates the entrepreneurs in the Sioux Falls community. Don't forget to subscribe to The Good Work on YouTube and iTunes, and follow the event company on social media to stay up to date on the good work we are a part of each day.